Morning guys, happy Sunday to everybody. Hi Natalie, Leo, how you doing? Morning Daniel, Aussie Dave, morning from the both from Lees. Hope you're well guys. Ready for this one. Okay guys, so if you just joined us, good morning. Phil and Tom checking in. How you doing, Phil? Hi, Joshy, Helen. Guys, if you just joined us, happy Sunday. Today we need 5 items or cones or bean tins or whatever you've been using these past few weeks. Just remember we're on session 6. Can't believe it's been 6 weeks already since we started these live sessions, which is great. 6 of those items if possible, guys. And you also need 2 barriers of some sort. I'm using hockey sticks, so I've got the hockey stick that I'm using, but then I've got 2 other hockey sticks that I'm going to use for these skills today. You can use like shoes, cones if you want to, but I'm just using sticks to make it a bit easier. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds while I set up the warm-up drill, just to grab those things, and then we'll get started. How you doing, Joss, Ed? Morning, guys. Okay, guys, so we're going to start with a warm-up drill. And this is where you need 5 cones, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to set up 3 cones sort of in a triangle in front of you here, okay? And then you're going to have 2 cones further back. So you've got sort of 5 cones, almost in a little bit of a circle. Got the top cone here, okay? These 2 a little bit further back from that one to the left and to the right. And then in line with those, you've got a back cone there and a back cone here. Okay, this warm-up drill was inspired by the guys at the Wolf Academy, which is a hockey organisation up in Sheffield. That's where I went to university. And one of my uni friends there runs the Wolf Academy. So thank you to him for inspiring this warm-up today. Right, what you're going to do is you're going to get yourselves into the press-up position. Okay, so I've got my cone set up here, and in the middle, I'm going to get into the press-up position. Okay, and the challenge that you've got for this warm-up is whilst you're in this position, okay, with your right hand, okay, you have to try and touch, okay, those 3 cones. After each one, you're going back into that press-up position. Okay, so you can't just go like this and balance on one hand. You have to be 2 hands in the press-up position. 1, back to the middle. 2, back to the middle. 3, back to the middle. Once you've done it with your right hand, you're going to do it with your left hand. So you have to go under, back to the middle. Back to the middle, back to the middle, okay? Now, once you've done it with your hands, okay, you can either have a rest, all right, because it starts to hurt your core just here, okay? Or, what the challenge to you guys is, can you do that with your hands, but then we're going to go with our feet, and with our feet we're going to touch these 2 and the back 2 cones as well. Okay, so I'm in this position here, all right, with my right foot, I've got to touch this one, I've got to touch this back right, I've got to go back left, and then I'll go all the way underneath my body and touch that one. Okay, now on my left foot, 1, back to the press up. 2, back to the press up. 3, back press up, and the last one, 4, back press up. The challenge is, can you do your left hand, your right hand, your left foot and your right foot and touch the cone? So remember, your hands are touching these 3 and your feet are touching the 4 behind you. Okay, can you do it all in one and then collapse afterwards? Whew. A little bit of yoga, a little bit of flexibility needed, a little bit of strength as well. Give that, guys, a go, guys, for a warm-up, and then we'll go into our first drill. Remember to always go back into that press-up position as well, don't just go around the cones. To make it harder as well, if you find it way too easy, reach for them a bit more, so make them slightly wider apart. Then it gets really hard. Okay? It's like a twister. Frank, this is exactly what you want in the morning, Frank. I'm pretty sure Sanjay Janani told me once that he does it every morning. Then again, if Lakey's watching, Lakey, I'd like to see you do this, to be fair. I'd love to see a video of you guys doing it as well, guys. Just so we can share it to the Wolf Academy, that'd be good. Stretchy man. Phil, your leg's not meant to go the wrong way. You don't find it too hard. Make it bigger then, Joss. Make it much bigger if you find it difficult. Remember to always go back into that press-up position. You should be reaching for them. Okay, guys, so we'll go on to our hockey element now, and we're going to carry on with some dribbling. We're going to do 2 dribbling exercises, just sort of going through the things that we've done in previous weeks, but being a little bit more advanced. Okay, so now we're at a stage, if we have been practicing all of those skills before, we should be at a stage now where we can actually start to lift the ball. Okay. After that, we're then going to start. I'm going to give you guys some homework to take away from today and practice for next week, because we're going to start looking at quite an advanced skill that a few people might be able to do at the moment, but consistently is quite tough to do. So, as you can see here, I've got my 3 cones set up in a line, okay, and then to my left, okay, I've got a marker just out here, okay. Now, again, you want to make this harder, you can add more of these in. I've just done 3 because I've got quite a small space, and also you can put this one slightly further away. All we're going to do, okay, so we're going to dribble in and out of the cones here. Okay, so we're going to go in and out, in and out, in and out. And when we get to the last cone, okay, we're going to drag the ball from here and catch it in line with my blue tag. Okay, so if we watch that again, I'll go to the right. So make sure I come out here, and then we're going to drag the ball and catch it on the cone there. Now, what you could probably see there is I did this drag much, much, much faster. Okay, this is the drag that's actually going to eliminate a player. Okay, this bit's setting them up, this bit's actually eliminating, alright? And that's why I do it much faster. So this bit's nice to control, I can also do this fast, drag, catch, okay? Most important thing here, guys, to focus on is when I drag that ball across, I don't move my body first, the ball goes first. Okay, and that's really important. The reason why that's really important is because if I move my body first now and go to step, what tends to happen, especially on a sticky surface like a warm Astro or something like that, is my stick rolls over the top of the ball and I end up missing it. Yeah, has that ever happened to you before on an Astro? It's pretty much happened to me quite a lot. And the reason why that happens is I've moved first and I haven't moved the ball. Okay, even if I do move the ball, what you'll find is that this whole part here, I'm right on top of the ball, so when I finish, I can't see where I'm going. Okay, so if you watch it again, alright, drag here, the ball needs to go first, then I turn my body and catch the ball out in front of me. Okay, so set that up, you've got my 3 cones, I've got my disc over to the other side, okay, I'm doing my drags here, drag, catch, okay, and then I can look up, and if you want to add something at the end, you can add playing a pass or going from that into a pass if you've got the space to do so. Okay, couple of minutes on that, guys. Really focus on that speed at the end, dragging the ball and then turning your body to get behind the ball, not moving your body first. Okay guys, as you probably guessed, we haven't done it, we can do it the other way. Alright, and I'm going to also add on one element that you can do to progress this drill. Okay, so we've still got the same start up here, but instead of going to my left, I'm now going to drag to my right. Okay, so it can be the same drill, you can just put the marker on the other side. Alright, what I've done now is I've added 2 markers. Okay, and you can do these at different colours if you want to colour coordinate them, or you can do multiple, more than 2 if you want to. But I've done 2, and the reason I've done that is because then I'm practicing dragging the ball at different angles coming out of that skill. Okay, so as I go through the cones here, let's go through this way, come to the end, drag. I can drag that one backwards. All right, but then if I do it again, let's go through here, I can drag it sideways. Okay, but the main rule is still in place, okay? You have to move the ball first before you move your body. So the ball's always then out in front of you, okay? Yeah, don't leave the ball behind. Don't move your body and then drag the ball afterwards, because you'll be right on top of it, okay? I want to see you use your hands a lot more, okay? So using our hands at our speed here, and then we're using our hands to drag the ball quickly, okay? And then we're moving our body afterwards, all right? So, add in multiple targets. Colour coordinate them if you want, get your partner if you've got one to call a colour as you go through the dribble, and then you can drag the ball quickly to that colour. And as I said, if you want to make it even more progressive, add a pass in at the end if you've got the space to do so. Okay, so we'll do 1 or 2 minutes doing the other way, alright, adding those multiple points in, and then we'll move on to the next drill. Okay guys, so just to go on to the next bit, this is going to be quite short because it helps with the drill that we've just done, okay? So I think you noticed when I went to my left hand side, so I went through the cone and then dragged the ball to my left hand side, I used a certain skill at the end here which allowed me to drag the ball really, really quickly, okay? And we're going to practice that skill now, alright? So a lot of you would have gone through the drags here, you would have got to the end and then you would have just turned your stick round to the side of the ball and then pulled the ball across. Okay, that's fine, but if we don't do it quick enough, what tends to happen is it's quite obvious what we're going to do. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to use our hands to manipulate and turn the stick so we can drag the ball much quicker. So as you can see, I've got my red cone here, okay, and then I've got my blue tag over to the left-hand side, almost backwards. But you can, to be honest, put this blue tag anywhere along your left-hand side. Okay, all I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to stand close enough that I can comfortably drag the ball round the red cone here and then I can pull the ball across. I'm going to talk about how we pull that ball across. Okay, so I'll drag the ball past the red cone. Now what I'm going to do with my hands, I'm actually going to turn my stick so it actually almost goes into the hook of the stick. Okay, I'm not dropping my hands so it literally goes in the hook of the stick. Okay, I'm just going to turn my hands so it almost goes into that sort of pocket, that socket of the stick. You can look now at the camera. Okay, that's where I'm having the ball. What that allows me then to do is when I drag the ball, I'm going to pull my hands up and it drags the ball then across. And the reason why we do it like that is because then we can almost disguise the skill that we're doing. Okay, because my hands move incredibly quickly. Okay, you know, your hands can move really fast. So if you look, okay, look how quick I can perform that skill. All right, I'm not having to go up to the side and then dragging it across. I'm using my hands, okay, to pull the ball across. All right, and catch. And catch. Quite difficult to do on a carpet. It's quite sticky. All right. I'm rolling the ball in front, turning my stick so it almost goes in the hook, and I'm pulling my hands up towards my body. Okay? Make sure you don't push the ball across, because then you'll almost lose control. Okay, pull the hands up towards the body, and you'll go and catch it on the other side. Okay, guys, we're going to practice that for sort of 1 minute, so I want to move on to the next drill. That's just to help you out from the last one. So once you practice that a few times, do go back to the drill that we've just done. Okay guys, so I'm not sure if you can see, but just in camera shot at the end there, I've done it really close, so it'll be quite easy for me. But if you've got the space, do it further away. I've got my target cone, so I've got a cone with a ball on top. Best to have a tennis ball on top of it if you can, but you can use a hockey ball as well. Then I've got my 2 barriers, so I'm using 2 hockey sticks. You guys can use a line of shoes. If you've got hockey sticks, use hockey sticks. Any other barrier that you can find, or even if you've got enough cones, just put a line of cones here. And then I've got a gap between each one. Okay. Now, if you want to make this harder, make that gap smaller. Don't make it too small, all right, because otherwise we won't be able to perform the skill. But we need to make it small to make it hard, or if you're struggling, make it much bigger, so then we have more space to do the skill. Okay, all we're going to do, and if you've got the space, you get a little bit of run up onto this as well. Okay, we're going to lift the ball over the first stick. Okay, so I'm going to go nice and flat with my stick, so I can lift the ball over and catch it in this little section here. If I had more space, I'd probably move further back. Once I've got it in the middle here, I'm then going to drag out of here, okay, and then go straight in to passing and trying to hit the ball off that target, okay. So if we watch it in fast motion, lift it up, catch, drag, play the pass, okay. So we're lifting, letting the ball land, dragging out away from danger, playing the pass, and trying to hit my target, okay. I'm just going to move this further forward so you can see how I lift the ball. So main thing here, I've got to get really low. So a few weeks back in the mini hockey sessions we worked on lifting the ball. Okay, I've got to get really low to the ground so I can get underneath it. Alright, I've then got to get to the ball and catch it before it hits that stick or goes over that stick, because that's the defender. Okay, then I'm going to drag out to that area to get away from the defender. Then I'm going to step and play that pass. Okay, so if we watch it, lift, land, drag, play the pass into there. Okay, much better if you do it outside with loads more space, because then you can make that pass even further. You can make the drag bigger. You can have a run up where you're going into here and perform a skill. But the idea is we're lifting the ball over a stick, landing the ball, and as soon as it hits that ground, we're getting out of danger as quick as we can, and then playing the pass and trying to hit that target, guys. Okay, so give that a go. And guys, the progression from that, as you've probably already guessed, okay, we can do it the other way, alright? So when we lift over the first stick, we can land the ball, drag out, but then from here, okay, we're going to change it. Instead of getting our feet round like I'd normally tell you to do and then playing a pass, which we can do as well, okay, instead we're going to start looking at your homework for next week, and the skill we're going to practice next week, which is reverse stick, okay? So, this time, we're going to lift the ball over the first stick, land, drag the ball out, catch it, but then from here, we're going to drop the stick down, and we're going to do a reverse stick pass and try and hit the target, or the ball off the target, okay? If you don't find it too hard, Josh, just increase the distance bigger, mate. So lifting over the stick, catching it, dragging it there, and then using that reverse stick to try and hit the ball off the target. Notice how my hands are apart, okay? They're not together on that one. The reason I put them apart is because the target's actually quite close. So when I'm playing the pass, I don't need to do a big swing. I just need to do a little bit of a short pass to get that ball off and play that pass. The back of the stick is on the floor, guys, and we're sweeping it along, just catching it, try and knock that ball off the cone. Okay? And the last progression from this, guys, this is going to be really testing. Okay, as I said, you want to make it harder, make this gap much smaller. It means the skill you're going to have to do is much more controlled. The lift's going to have to be controlled. You're going to have to carry the lift over. And now you're going to make it even harder. So if you're really good at sort of lifting part and you can control where the ball goes, I'm going to make this smaller. So also, as I lift the ball, I'm actually going to perform my skill in midair. Okay, I'm not going to let the ball land and then do the skill afterwards. I'm going to perform my skill while the ball's still in the air. Really difficult to do. And to do this, what you first need to make sure you can do is when you lift over, you can balance the ball on your stick. Okay? Because if you can't and you're losing control of the ball when you're lifting it, you're going to find it difficult to perform a skill in the air. Okay? So if you watch mine, as I lift, I'm going to control the ball and then I'm going to perform the ball, skill in midair. Okay? So here, alright, ball in midair. So I'm actually coming out of this skill area without the ball touching the floor. Okay? So I lift, perform the skill in midair. Okay? Really difficult to do, but quite fun if you can get used to it. As I said, guys, if you want to have a bit of a run up, I haven't got the space, but if you can, run up, do the lift over the first stick, okay? Perform the skill in midair there to get round the defender, and then we can go on and play that pass either side. Whether it's the strong side, okay, or whether it's that reverse stick side, okay? Okay guys, so hopefully at the end there, that sort of lift and that, if you add in the run up and you add in the lift and you add the pass, which is quite far away and you've got the space to do so outside, which the weather's looking like it's getting better, that should be quite challenging. Okay, you know, you should be able to, if you can do all the skill parts, it's going to be difficult to hit the pass. Okay, which in the end is one of the most important things. Especially if when you're lifting and doing the skill in midair, let's see if you can do that consistently as well. I'm going to set you guys a little bit of homework for next week. And it is reverse stick hitting, so we're going to spend the whole session pretty much on how to use our reverse stick. And the homework I'm going to set you is I just want you to try different techniques and how you think you can hit a reverse stick hit. Okay, I see so many different techniques. I see people doing a big old swing and a windmill. Okay, I see people doing it just off the hands and trying to skip the floor. I see people hitting the floor and bouncing over the ball. And we're going to go right from the basics. Okay, so when we're here, all I want you to practice, if you really struggle to hit a reverse stick hit, okay, is you're actually going to do it on one knee, okay? So you're going to have the ball out in front of you. I want you to practice, okay, having your left knee on the floor and your right leg up like so, okay? And a couple of major points I just want you to go away and practice for next week. We will go through this next week though, so I won't spend too much time on it, okay? First thing, most importantly, have the ball the right distance away. Okay, you can have the perfect technique, but if that ball's too close to that right foot or that foot that you're hitting off, okay, you're going to hit the floor. Okay, it's going to happen. You're going to scuff the ball, hit the top of the ball because you won't have any room. So make sure you've got plenty of room for when you're hitting that reverse stick hit. Okay. The second thing, my hands are together on the stick when I'm hitting a reverse stick shot. Okay. If I'm passing it over a short distance, I might keep them apart. If I'm hitting it, my hands are together. Okay. Still doing it on one knee because that means I can remain balanced. I haven't got to do a lunge all the time and put loads of pressure on this leg. Okay. My stick's going to be up in the air. Alright, and then lastly, as I go to hit that ball, I'm going to put my chest down to my knee. It's really important, because if I keep my back straight, okay, my hands aren't going to be low enough to make contact with the ball. Okay, so I swing, my chest goes down, and then I'm just trying to hit the ball here on the spine of the stick. Okay, guys, if you can already think you can hit a reverse stick hit, do it. Okay, practice it. Hopefully a couple of those points you can take away, because even though I'm on one knee, those points about the ball being away from my foot, those points about my chest going towards my knee, those points about my hands being up and my stick being up already are really important. Okay, so I want you to go away and practice your reverse stick hit, because next week we're going to go right from the start, and through the whole session we're going to end up actually hitting a ball properly on our reverse stick. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the session. For those of you that have been following our live session throughout the whole 6 weeks, I think it's been, I advise go back and look at all the sessions, okay? Because there has to be stuff in there that you guys need to practice, okay? And you may think that everything's really easy and it's too easy. Trust me, it's not. I do these drills myself just to make sure I'm sharpened up. So go back, pick out the ones that you want to do, make up your own drill, send it in to us so we can have a look at it and watch it. Because I'd love to watch you do those things. I can maybe give you a few tips. Okay, so have a look at all the things that we've done. Alright, go through it all, and yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you then.